to Greenfield Central High School and the North-South Indiana All-Star Classic. Hi, everybody. Howard Kellman, Rob Blackman. And I want to tell you, Rob, we've got a lot of terrific players on hand today.
A lot of terrific players and a lot of offensive firepower. You look at the North roster, Howard, Dan Archer's club, 3 of the state's top 6 scorers on his team. And on the flip side for the South, how about 9 of their 11 players averaged better than 20 points a game this year for their respective high school. I hope the scoreboard operator is paying attention today. There's going to be a lot of points put up on the scoreboard.
Okay, Rob, and we'll be back with more pregame info. First, we'll pause for these messages on the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South All-Star Classic on TV 40.
Integrity, teamwork, strategy, accuracy, attitude. These words are synonymous with our philosophy of member service at Indiana Members Credit Union. Stop by any one of our 15 local branches and join the #1 credit union in Indy. Indiana Members Credit Union is proud to support Indiana high school athletics.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Watson's is moving to a new 100,000 square foot store.
Wouldn't you rather sell it than move it?
Yeah! 4 models and scratch and dent. Take 40 to 70% off everything.
We've got a warehouse full of pools, all prices reduced and free installation.
Tanning beds, pool tables at ridiculous prices. 12 months, same as cash.
Patio furniture, bars and bar stools, even home theater seating. No reasonable offer refused. That's Watson's moving sale.
We've got special rules for this All-Star game, Rob.
Yeah, indeed we do. A couple of them. 20-minute halves, much like you'd see in the college basketball game. No zone defense. Both teams will have to play man-to-man all afternoon long. More than 5 personal fouls allowed here at this All-Star game. It's 6 before you're disqualified. You'll shoot the bonus on the 10th team foul of each half, and no double bonus here. So once you get past 10 team fouls, you won't be shooting 2 free throws once you are fouled. So there you go, some different rules for this one here today, Howard.
Okay, Rob, and now let's go to the starting lineups.
All right, and we will do just that. You're seeing some of the young men being introduced here this afternoon. We'll start with the North starting lineup. And today, they will go with number 5, James Hardy, the 6'7" senior from Fort Wayne Elmhurst. Of course, everyone here playing today is a senior. George Hill, the state's leading scorer out of Broad Ripple, will start today as well. He wears number 6. Gary Patterson is from Hammond Bishop Knoll, 5 foot 10 inches tall. He'll wear 8. Joe Wrights from Hamilton Southeastern wears number 9. And Doug Scheckler from Columbia City at 6 foot 6 inches tall. He wears number 10 this afternoon. Those are your starters for the North. Meanwhile, for the South All-Stars today, they'll go with J.R. Angle, the 6'7" standout from Indian Creek. Also in the starting lineup, Keegan Carmody. He played his high school hoops right here at Greenfield Central High School. He's in the starting lineup for the home fans. Also today, it's A.J. Graves from White River Valley. The Butler Bulldog-bound A.J. Graves is in the starting lineup, 6'1". Courtney Lee out of Pike, 6 foot 5 inches tall, and he's headed for Western Kentucky to play his college basketball. And the other member of the starting lineup for the South is Kent Raymond, 6 foot 2 inches tall from New Pal. He averaged 21.5 points a game this year. Those are your starters for both teams.
Okay, Rob, the North coach is Dan Archer, who's the head coach at Chittard. The South coach, Dan Carmody, who is the head coach here at Greenfield Central. Our officials are Mike Gaither, Roger Holder, and Rick Oliver. Will be back with the start of the game. First, we'll pause for these words. You're watching the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South All-Star Game on TV 40.
When you're ready to enhance your home with beautiful flooring, choose McCool's Flooring Outlet. McCool's has a huge selection of in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and laminates. All the better brands at lower prices. Create a new look with beautiful laminate flooring. Now on sale starting at just 99 cents a square foot. Only at McCool's Flooring Outlet. First quality flooring, professional installation, and the lowest prices on the best brands. Visit our 2 locations on the north side in Carmel on West Carmel Drive and now open on Allisonville Road in Fishers. She's always there when you need her.
I'm really very proud of what my daughter has done for herself.
She's got a great future ahead of her. She'll do well.
ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web. Take advantage of our programs in information technology. A more flexible schedule to reach your goals. Call 1-800-ITT-TECH today.
Indiana Members Credit Union is a proud sponsor of high school basketball on WHMB TV 40. Indiana Members Credit Union, #1 in Indy. We are ready to go. The North-South All-Star game. James Hardy and Courtney Lee will jump center. Hardy at 6'7", Lee at 6'5". And the tip is controlled by the North. That is Gary Patterson. Work the ball right side over to George Hill. Hardy. And the rebound taken down by Keegan Carmody of the South.
James Hardy at 6'7" tall, averaged 27 points a game this year, Howard. Surprised he missed a shot. He's a guy who makes most of his looks at the bucket.
Carmody. And here come the North All-Stars. And that jumper doesn't go. Battle for the board, taken down by Hardy. Look at Wright's battling. And the rebound to Courtney Lee.
What a great job defensively. Courtney Lee blocked that shot as well.
And those are the first 2 points of the game. J.R. Engel out of Indian Creek.
J.R.'s father, Larry, is here this afternoon. I saw him earlier before the game. Certainly very happy for his son playing not only in this All-Star Classic, but, of course, a signee for the University of Iowa come next fall.
He'll play for Steve Alford there. North ball. Hardy. And it is saved at the sideline by Scheckler. There's a 3 by Hill. And the rebound to Hardy. Inside the short jump by Doug Scheckler out of Columbia City.
Doug Scheckler, a member of that Golden Eagles team that finished runner-up to Lawrence North in 4A basketball last weekend, Howard.
And we're tied at 2, 18-20 to go in the first half. And a terrific defensive play by Scheckler, stopping Engel. But he missed the shot. And the rebound taken down by the South. That's A.J. Graves. His pass is intercepted nicely by George Hill. And Hill scores.
All right. That's what George Hill does well. Score the basketball. 36 points a game this year. The state's best in per game average.
At a Broad Ripple High School. There's a long 3, doesn't go. Rebound, Wrights. Scheckler. And a pass down low and a foul with 17:39 to go in the half.
Yeah, J.R. Engel got caught behind in the post. And they tried to come over the top, over that low shoulder. And we saw something there that we don't normally see in an All-Star game. That's a personal foul. Normally, no blood, no foul when it comes to All-Star competition.
Inside, Wright's shot doesn't go, but the tip-in goes. James Hardy with a tip, and it's 6-2 in favor of the North.
James Hardy already signed on with the IU Hoosiers basketball program come next season.
Hardy out of Fort Wayne Elmhurst.
Hardy was first team All-State, according to the Associated Press. That released earlier this week.
Rob Blackman with me is the voice of the Indiana Firebirds. Tell us about the Firebirds. That shot partially blocked.
Yeah, we just returned from Denver, Colorado earlier today, Howard.
And Scheckler puts it up and in.
Firebirds are winners of 4 straight after starting the season 0-5. They're now 4-5. They beat the Colorado Crush over the weekend, 45-42 in overtime.
The North on an 8-0 run. And for those of us, and that pass is intercepted. Here comes the North ahead 8-2. For those of us not familiar with the arena game, and there's J.J. Hardy hitting the 3. Tell us about arena football as opposed to, we'll talk about that after the break. First, we'll pause for these words. This is the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
Caesar's moving to a new 100,000 square foot store.
Wouldn't you rather sell it than move it?
Yeah! Floor models and scratch and dent. Take 40 to 70% off everything.
We've got a warehouse full of pools, all prices reduced and free installation.
Tanning beds, pool tables at ridiculous prices. 12 months, same as cash.
Patio furniture, bars and bar stools, even home theater seating. No reasonable offer refused. That's Watson's moving sale.
What's that? Who are they?
My credit union. Indiana members, the #1 credit union in Indy.
Indiana Members Credit Union is the #1 credit union in Indy. Joining is easy. Just ask any one of our 80,000 members. We offer a full array of products, including excellent rates and free checking with online banking. Our 15 branches help us provide convenient, friendly service. Join today.
There's the score. The North ahead of the South, 11-2. Tell us about the difference in arena football as opposed to the NFL.
Well, the biggest difference, obviously, is the field is only 50 yards long, end zone to end zone, and it's about as well, it is exactly half the distance also across from sideline to sideline. And maybe the most important difference, there's no sidelines, Howard. It's just padded walls, so there's no running out of bounds. You got to take it from the sideline. That means you're taking a hit right in to the dasher boards, as we like to call them. So there's nowhere to hide in arena football.
And you work with Barry Krause, my colleague, on the high school football game of the week. There's the replay, Rob.
Yeah, going to get a good look at it right here. And hey, good strong drive. Scheckler's going to actually get whistled for the personal, although I don't know if he really was the guilty party, as we have a closer look at it right there. But nonetheless, Mr. Scheckler at a Columbia City High School gets tagged with his first personal.
And you get players who've been stars in college, in the Arena League as well.
Yeah, and I tell you, here we are watching high school basketball all-star game. You know, the starting quarterback for the Firebirds, Adrian McPherson, he was Mr. Basketball in the state of Florida. And he was also Mr. Football. He's still the only high school athlete ever to be named Mr. Football and Mr. Basketball in the state of Florida.
So he made both free throws. Carmody making both free throws, breaking an 11-0 run for the North. The North with the ball. Scheckler, and he hits. It's a three for Doug Scheckler.
Doug Scheckler had the not-so-dubious distinction of scoring the only points for Columbia City in the first quarter of that state championship game against Lawrence North. He scored 2 points.
Keegan Carmody hits a three for the South. And Scheckler in this game, 3 of 4 from the field with 7 points already.
Yeah, I tell you what we had. Courtney Lee on the last possession defensively, the last trip down the floor, took an elbow right on the bridge of the nose, and he's still shaken up, so they're going to let him step out of the game and regain his wits about him.
15:50 to go. In Indiana, you were talking about Mr. Football, Mr. Basketball. Yeah. Clayton Richard and James Banks, 2 Mr. Footballs, also were terrific basketball players.
They were excellent basketball players. Clayton Richard, especially up at McCutcheon High School, was a very talented player.
We go way back to the 70s. We think of Mark Herman and his great years going to Purdue after his Carmel days and in the NFL, but he played on a state championship basketball team at Carmel in 1977. Behind the back pass inside, but Wrights missed the shot.
What a pass by Greg Freeman out of Knightstown, only 5'9", but a beautiful behind the back pass. Couldn't finish.
J.R. Anglo scores at the other end. 14-9 in favor of the North. 15:05 to go. We are in the first half. 2 20-minute halves in this All-Star game. And that short jump is good. Joe Wrights out of Hamilton Southeastern. He'll be going to Western Michigan.
That's right. He'll play for the Broncos. Averaged 17 points, 9 boards a game this year for the Royals.
We saw him in the Carmel sectional. He played very well.
That's right.
The shot by Graves does not go. Here comes the North ahead by 7. 14:35 left in the first half. Freeman. And a good rebound by Hardy, but he missed the shot in. Keegan Carmody rebounds for the South.
Keegan Carmody, we talked about it in the outset. He's actually a Greenfield Central product, so he's right at home playing in this gymnasium.
Pass knocked out of bounds. And you talk about wholesale substitutions, we've got them.
The beauty of the All-Star game, Howard, everybody gets to play about the same amount of minutes.
As the North comes in with 4 new players: Ryan Baker, Fitzgerald Batiste, Wesley Clemens, and Jason Jamerson.
How about Greg Freeman there? He was just handling the ball out of Knightstown. Not a very big guy, but excellent ball handler and passer.
5'9". And there's a foul. And Ryan Baker, who'll be going to Purdue, and he'll play some football there.
That's right. There was some question about whether or not he'd be playing for the Boilermakers or the Fighting Irish up in South Bend. And just recently, Ryan Baker said, you know what? I think I like that Joe Tiller program just a little bit better. I'll play for the Boilermakers in West Lafayette next fall.
He went back and forth.
Yes, he did.
Had a very tough decision. And in all likelihood, played defensive end. He played defensive end and offensive end at Chittard, but I think of him long range as more of a defensive player.
Yeah, he was a very good tight end for the Trojans in football. You're right, but I think defensively is where he will do most of his damage at the college level.
And he does some damage there. He averaged 12 points a game for the basketball team. So a very good basketball player, too. Great football player. Last year, he won the state in both football and basketball at Chittard. Chittard won again in football this past season.
Fitzgerald Batiste just knocked down that last bank shot.
This year in the semi-state, Evansville Mater Dei beat him in basketball. That pass is intercepted by Wesley Clemens. Batiste. And speaking of Fitzgerald Batiste, a few moments ago I saw Larry Nix, the head coach at Arlington, where Fitzgerald played.
A lot of the area high school coaches are here today, as we would expect, either watching maybe one of their own players compete here today or just enjoying some good basketball.
Larry Nix is looking for a football coach.
Larry was actually telling us that right before tip-off, Howard.
13:09 to go. It is southpaw. Whitman. And a foul with 12:56 to go. Bloomington Ford is located across the street from Bloomington South High School. Go with a winner. Go to Bloomington Ford. Burger King, before or after the game.
Fouls on the North one, Ryan Baker, his first team foul number 2.
Baker's first personal.
And Keegan Carmody gets to step to the line. Of course, his father, Dan, is the head coach of this South All-Star squad here this afternoon.
Keegan with Greenfield Central. Dan, the head coach of Greenfield Central.
How about Keegan Carmody as a starter the last 2 seasons here for the Cougars? 30-13. The Cougars varsity. Very impressive.
We were going to have him on the game of the week this year against Hamilton Southeastern the last week of the regular season, but there was a scheduling change. Batiste had a good rebound at the other end by Justin Barnard, who's going out of Waldron. 12:35 left in the half. 20-10 in favor of the North. Kevin Horrigan, the athletic director here at Greenfield Central, hosting the All-Star Games. A special thanks to him for all of his help.
Jimmy Sloss just checked in at that last dead ball. 6'4" out of Anderson High School.
Nice backdoor pass. The bucket doesn't go as Sloss missed the shot.
Yeah, he got a chance to fire it up right away, but couldn't knock it down.
Whitman missing a 3.
Logan Whitman out of Northview High School. He's committed to Indiana State. He'll play in Terre Haute next year.
Jamison missing a 3. Jamison. They go cross court, and a nice move by Fitzgerald Batiste, who averaged 20 points a game for Larry Nix's team.
Named first team All-City by the Indianapolis Star earlier.
3 does not go by Snodgrass. Batiste. Here comes the South, down by 12. 11:31 to go in the half. One of our great games during the season was when Arlington beat Cathedral at Arlington in double overtime. Fitzgerald Batiste and Deontay Vaughn had great games for Arlington. Look at that backdoor pass. The bucket inside by Clemens on the pass from Jamison. Wow.
Yeah, great pass, great cut. Clemens just took his man outside to the wing and then backdoor cut him right to the bucket.
They'll be playing for Matt Painter in Southern Illinois. How about Gene Cady deciding to stay at Purdue?
Yes, and now many speculate that that's just setting things up for Matt Painter to eventually be the new head coach of the Boilermakers.
Batiste scores. It's very, very interesting because Gene was offered a 5-year deal by the Dons. And as of now, there's no word on him getting an extension at Purdue.
And wouldn't be surprised if he does not get an extension. He may be a lame duck coach come next season.
Which really doesn't do anybody any good.
Exactly, especially recruiting. South ball.
Driving to the hoop and scoring is Whitman, Logan Whitman. So it's 26-14 North.
Whitman can score the basketball, 22 points a game this year for Northview.
Matt Painter, you mentioned him a moment ago, Rob. He played in this North-South game in 1989, which was the first year of the game. Scored 22 points. Courtney Lee out of Pike High School will be going to Western Kentucky. And the South with a 7-0 run.
I think Courtney Lee's recovered from that knock on the nose he took early in this game, because he just knocked down that three like it was no problem.
North ball. Batiste missing. The follow doesn't go. Inside. Look at Ryan Baker in there.
Ryan Baker.
He is a big, big body. Nobody gets a body on his, and probably for good reason. He's big and physical. Nobody wants to try to check him off.
Timeout. 9:21 to go in the half. An 11-point lead for the North. You're watching the North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
When you're ready to enhance your home with beautiful flooring, choose McCool's Flooring Outlet. McCool's has a huge selection of in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and laminates. All the better brands at lower prices. Create a new look with beautiful laminate flooring. Now on sale starting at just 99 cents a square foot. Only at McCool's Flooring Outlet. First quality flooring, professional installation, and the lowest prices on the best brands. Visit our 2 locations on the north side in Carmel on West Carmel Drive and now open on Allisonville Road in Fishers.
It's hot, and Reeves has some of the hottest deals right now on 2004 Buicks and Pontiac. Hot savings on Sunfires, Grand Prix, and the Vine. Over 300 cars to choose from at Reeves Buick Pontiac. Buicks, LeSabres, Regals, all loaded and priced right. Reeves Buick Pontiac will not be undersold. Unbelievable deals right now. Reeves has too many 2003 Buicks and Pontiacs on the lot, so he's blowing them out. Hurry to Reeves. Reeves Buick Pontiac.
9:21 to go in the first half. 28-17. We're talking about Western Kentucky a moment ago. And Gene Cady coached there before he went to Purdue.
That's right. Gene Cady coaching the Hilltoppers down in Bowling Green, Kentucky before he got offered the Purdue opportunity. The rest, as they say, is history.
Courtney Lee of Pike going to Western Kentucky. Whitman. Good job of blocking out. The rebound by Wrights. The ball knocked out of bounds. Gary Donna is going to join us. We're going to have a 3-man crew for a few minutes.
All right.
Gary Donna, the editor and publisher of Hoosier Basketball Magazine. Gary, your impressions of this first half?
Reminds me a lot of the girls' game. The South going one-on-one, shooting threes, and North executing, passing, moving the ball around, playing good defense that we just see right there.
And by Sloss, and a foul.
Jimmy Sloss plays for Ron Hiklinski at Anderson. Outstanding player, hasn't decided on a college choice yet, but I think he'll end up somewhere and have a good college career. Here we're going to see Sloss the ball to steal. Here comes Sloss protecting the ball pretty well, drawing the foul.
Tell you, Gary, what I like about Jimmy Sloss at 6'4", he's long and he is athletic. College coaches love that.
He can run, he can shoot a little bit. And as you see here, he's
Gary's mic is shorting. Stotler committed the personal. Sloss at the line. And the rebound taken by Rout. Let's see if your mic is okay now, Gary.
Well, we got Logan Whitman mishandling the ball out of bounds there. Couldn't hold on to it. The South continues to be plagued by not taking care of the basketball very well and not executing their offense. That's why the North has a 12-point lead. They're taking care of the ball better. They're getting better shots because they move the ball better.
Tell us about the history of this game, Gary.
Well, it's the 16th year. It's been in 14 cities. Started over in Richmond in 1989. We've had 300 players from this game go on and play in the Indiana-Kentucky series. We have 40 coaches who've gone on to do the same. So you're seeing the cream of the crop. You'll see a lot of these young men at the Kentucky All-Star game in June.
Snodgrass and a foul with 8:24 to go. How many years have you put out Hoosier Basketball Magazine?
Well, this fall will be the 35th year. We put out 34 issues, and next one will be the 35th.
How did the change to class basketball affect your magazine?
Well, we had to redo the format. I wasn't very happy about that, but the biggest problem is with it that they change the class every year as far as locations of regionals and sectionals, so we have to try to keep up with that. But basically, our all-state teams are non-class. We just pick the best players and same with the teams.
And a nice move by Tyler Stotler.
Stotler's from Blue River Valley. He's a guy who can play inside, outside. I think he had a 40-point game this year. Plays for Barry Huckabee over nearby Blue River Valley.
And I don't think he's committed yet anywhere collegiately, has he?
No, we've got quite a few of these guys that haven't, probably half or more that haven't committed yet. So a lot of these guys are still trying to show this week and at our top 40 workout the 18th what they can do. There's James Hardy. Everybody knows what he can do. He'll be at IU next year. He's had a couple good practices this week.
James Hardy with a basket. Now the South has the ball and they turn it over. Here comes the North. Hardy tried to go behind the back with a man next to him. We'll pause for these words. You're watching the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
Integrity, teamwork, strategy, accuracy, attitude. These words are synonymous with our philosophy of member service at Indiana Members Credit Union. Stop by any one of our 15 local branches and join the #1 credit union in Indy. Indiana Members Credit Union is proud to support Indiana High School athletics.
When you're ready to enhance your home with beautiful flooring, choose McCool's Flooring Outlet. McCool's has a huge selection of in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and laminates. All the better brands at lower prices. Create a new look with beautiful laminate flooring. Now on sale starting at just 99 cents a square foot. Only at McCool's Flooring Outlet. First quality flooring, professional installation, and the lowest prices on the best brands. Visit our 2 locations on the north side in Carmel on West Carmel Drive and now open on Allisonville Road in Fishers.
Howard Kellman, Rob Blackman, Gary Donna here at Greenfield Central High School. 7:35 to go. We are in the first half, and a nice move to the hoop. And there's the bucket by George Hill, the state's leading scorer.
Well, George Hill is an awful good basketball player. Going to go to IUPUI, and he not only he can do a lot of things, but he was the state's leading scorer, as you mentioned.
Whitman. Logan Whitman hits a 3 at a Northview High School.
Royce Waltman's looking forward to him. Royce can use some scoring and some shooting down there. Whitman can do that. He can light it up.
Whitman 2 of 4 from the floor, and a nice backdoor play, and George Hill scores again.
The North continues to execute. They look for each other more than the South. The South goes one-on-one or shoots threes, whereas the North looks for each other and gets some easy baskets.
I love the fact, Gary, you mentioned that George Hill's so good other than scoring the basketball. A lot of people forget he averaged 7 rebounds a game, led their team in steals. He did it at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, he's a complete player, and I'll tell you, he committed early to IUPUI, and they're fortunate because I know Oregon was interested. I heard that John Chaney inquired, so there were a lot of schools, but Ron Hunter got a good get early, and he's going to be a great player.
And Hunter will even tell you, on the record, he got a steal with George Hill because he got on board early with him, as you said, and before anyone else really found out about him.
Joe Wright scored. And you talk about Hill, he averaged 36 a game, the 4th highest point total ever for Indiana high school basketball.
Oh, yeah, he's really a something. And he's just not just a shooter. I mean, he doesn't force a lot of shots. He takes pretty good shots.
And a terrific follow and a tip in there by Tyler Stotler.
Stotler just showed he can play inside out. Now, last possession, Patterson threw a great pass inside to Wrights. You continue to see better teamwork by the North kids, and that's why they have a 13-point lead.
Stotler's only 6'3", but as we saw in that last play, he was high above the rim for the tip in.
Stotler can play inside out.
Scheckler missing a 3. It's south ball. Whitman hitting a 3. And Logan Whitman with back-to-back threes there. Gary made a great point there about the teamwork the North is showing.
Well, you know, the South can hit those threes, that's good, but sometimes you live by the 3 and die by the 3. Whitman had 40 in the Hall of Fame tournament, the game over here at Newcastle. And there's Patterson down the baseline.
Patterson with a baseline move, and it's 39-27 in favor of the North with 5:15 to go. In the first half, 9 of the North players have scored. There's a 3 by Whitman that didn't go. And Gary, we want to thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to see you, and we'll see you out at Victory Field in a few weeks.
April 15th, I believe, and I'll be back in the second half. I'll be back in the second half to visit, but I'll leave it to you guys for the rest of the first half. Maybe you can pull the South team a little closer.
Well, we'll do our best, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the second half. That's Gary Donna, editor and publisher of Hoosier Basketball Magazine.
And that's a lot of pressure on us, Howard. We got to try to bring this South team
I'll let you do that.
12-point deficit, I guess.
As Brandon Ray scores.
Brandon
it's a 10-point
game. Playing for Perry Meridian. Brandon Ray really had to single-handedly carry that Perry Meridian Falcon team this year after losing 2 Division I players last season.
Rout missing his shot. Stephen Rout out of state champion Lawrence North. That 3 by Jamerson doesn't go. Should I repeat what Tim Borf said?
Please do.
Well, if you want me to, I will. But Stephen Rout out of Lawrence North with the South down by 10, said Rout with that shot trying to keep it from becoming a rout. That was Tim Borf getting out of the box. Tim Borf straying from his statistical duties to throw in some puns.
Rout kind of flew under the radar this year on that Lawrence North team. So much the talk was about their super sophomores and Oden and Conley. But the fact of the matter is Rout averaged 11 points a game and was an integral part of that state championship run.
You know, your broadcast partner, Barry Krause with the Firebirds, who's my broadcast partner on the high school football game of the week, always insults Tim Borf. So you tell Barry we don't want to hear that next season. Jamerson misses. Good job of boxing out by the South. As Graves comes away with it. That 3 by Engel is off target. Although Rout comes away with it. And Stephen Rout, by the way, is a very good player. We had him several times on the game of the week. Engel misses the shot, the ball out of bounds with 3:47 to go. So just lay the ground rules down to Barry. When the high school game of the week begins in August, there will be no more insults hurled at Tim Borf by him.
I will let him know that Tim Borf has earned his stripes and is now off limits when it comes to the insults.
And what a great job Tim does too, by the way. Whether it's football, basketball, or baseball, always in the booth with us. We'll pause for these words. You're watching the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Watson's is moving to a new 100,000 square foot store.
Wouldn't you rather sell it than move it?
Yeah.
Floor models and scratch and dent. Take 40 to 70% off everything.
We've got a warehouse full of pools, all prices reduced and free installation.
Tanning beds, pool tables at ridiculous prices. 12 months, same as cash.
Patio furniture, bars and bar stools, even home theater seating. No reasonable offer refused. That's Watson's moving sale.
When you're ready to enhance your home with beautiful flooring, choose McCool's Flooring Outlet. McCool's has a huge selection of in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and laminates. All the better brands at lower prices. Create a new look with beautiful laminate flooring. Now on sale starting at just 99 cents a square foot. Only at McCool's Flooring Outlet. First quality flooring, professional installation, and the lowest prices on the best brands. Visit our 2 locations on the north side in Carmel on West Carmel Drive and now open on Allisonville Road in Fishers.
We are back. Tim Borfson, an ex-Marine, so Barry Krause played 13 years in the NFL. Dennis Casey takes Barry Krause.
How about a boxing match between those two for charity? I think most of it.
Better off with a wrestling match would be an exhibition. Inside, Clemens scores.
Great move there with the left hand. Wesley Clemens found a crease to the hoop and was quickly taking advantage of it. His head coach at Northwest, Victor Bush, was just recently named the city's coach of the year by the Indianapolis Star after they had a great season, did the Space Pioneers.
Well, you're so right about that, Rob, and they turned their program around. Northwest had not won a sectional since 1976.
And they absolutely positively turned it around this year. And Wesley Clemens was a big part of that, named first team All-City, as a matter of fact.
Ryan Baker committed the personal. J.R. Engel at the line out of Indian Creek. Averaged 27 points a game, and he is an 87% free throw shooter. For the South, Justin Barnard, Keegan Carmody, Courtney Lee, and Kent Raymond all come in. Barnard will actually check in for Engel in a moment. Tell you, you look at the free throw shooting percentages for the most part in this game. I mean, these guys have outstanding percentages.
Yeah, just look at J.R. Engel, 88% from the free throw stripe this season while playing for Indian Creek. Very good free throw shooter, as most of these players are.
A.J. Graves, White River Valley, 94%. Although J.R. Engel is going to play for Steve Alford at Iowa, we remember what a great free throw shooter.
Yeah, I think he knows a little bit about shooting the basketball from the charity stripe.
Steve, the 1983 Mr. Basketball from Newcastle, played for his father Sam.
Number 1, Ryan Baker.
Ryan Baker commits his third personal. Remember, though, disqualification is 6, not 5 for this All-Star game.
That's right. They give him 1 extra foul. Because in an All-Star game, no one wants to see their favorite player fouling out. So why not give him 1 extra penalty?
And the short jump doesn't go for Courtney Lee. 2:10 to go in the first half. Yeah, you talk about the game yesterday. I mean, Duke wouldn't have mind rule being 6 fouls.
Yeah, they might have held on to that lead down the stretch and won that game over Connecticut. You're right.
For complete automotive service, visit Stewart Tire and Auto Service at 2010 East Stop 13 Road. Mike Olmsted and the crew take care of all your needs. Stewart Tire and Auto, 882-2278.
It's been a lot of fun watching Wesley Clemens for the North and Courtney Lee for the South battle with each other. They're guarding one another. They're good friends, and they've been really having quite a little one-on-one battle going in there today.
Look at that. That was a pass that ended up being a shot, an attempted pass. Won't do his field goal percentage any good. That pass is intercepted by Kent Raymond. The 12th South turnover. North's turned it over 4 times.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The North squad has done a much better job taking care of the basketball.
Fitzgerald Batiste with a short jump. He's 4 of 9 from the field.
He helped lead that Arlington team to the IPSAC title this year. They won 19 games. They had a great season at Arlington.
Yes, they did. Larry Nix, head coach and AD there. Fitzgerald Batiste. Dennis Casey says made the TV 40 all-name team.
Well, with a name like Fitzgerald, it's tough not to make it.
Very impressive.
That's a lot.
Kent Raymond all the way to the hoop out of New Palestine.
How about Kent Raymond? Averaged 21 points a game this year.
right? 6'2", undecided about college as to where he'll go. 35 seconds left in the first half.
Fouls on the Norse, number 2, Fitzgerald Batiste, his first personal. Team foul number
30
8.
seconds left in the half.
You know, here we are at 43-33 on the scoreboard. I had the over-under at 100 points for both teams today. They're going to have to pick it up in the second half if they want to reach triple digits.
Here is a whistle.
Yeah.
And All-Star games are always different. No matter what the sport, no matter what the level.
Exactly. And A.J. Graves just got called there for an illegal screen on the ball.
Dan Archer, the head coach here for the North, you saw a moment ago. Head coach at Bishop Chatard, wonderful person, and very successful as well.
Yep. Led the Trojans to the state title in 2003.
Freeman misses the shot. 2 seconds, and out of power goes, and it didn't, as Courtney Lee didn't convert. That's the end of the first half. The score: the North 43, the South 33. You're watching the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
Here is the past, the history of television.
Now here's the present and future. Welcome to the digital age. At Ovation, the future is here. Sony's new digital TV with its wider, lifelike picture and 5.1 digital surround sound will blow you away. Go to Ovation, see it, hear it, and feel it. You'll have to have it. Don't let the future pass you by. See the audio-video specialists at Ovation, the intelligent alternative.
We're not satisfied till you are at Reeves Buick Pontiac.
It's hot, and Reeves has some of the hottest deals right now on 2004 Buicks and Pontiacs. Hot savings on Sunfires, Grand Prix, and the Vine. Over 300 cars to choose from at Reeves Buick Pontiac. Buicks, LeSabres, Regals, all loaded and priced right. Reeves Buick Pontiac will not be undersold. Unbelievable deals right now. Reeves has too many 2003 Buicks and Pontiacs on the lot, so he's blowing them out. Hurry to Reeves.
Reeves Buick Pontiac.
The halftime score: the North ahead of the South in the Boys All-Star Classic, 43-33. Now, the Watson's trivia question. Who are the only 2 boys coaches to win state championships in both the one-class and multi-class system? Watson's, check out their new store, opening soon. Phone 317-823-4448, open 7 days a week. Watson's. Okay, here's that Watson's trivia question, but first look at the girls signing autographs. The girls All-Star game will be seen Friday on TV 40 at 11 o'clock following Inside the Indians. The girls All-Stars signing autographs here at Greenfield Central High School. Okay, the Watson's trivia question. There it is. Who are the only 2 boys coaches to win state championships in the one-class and multi-class system? The answer: Basil Mulvey, who won it at Connorsville in 1983, and in Lewis Cass in 2003, and Jack Kiefer, who won it at Lawrence North in 1989. There's Jack right there, and won it this year as well at Lawrence North. So, that's the Watson's trivia question. Everybody enjoying himself and herself at the All-Star Games today. You're watching the North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
When you're ready to enhance your home with beautiful flooring, choose McCool's Flooring Outlet. McCool's has a huge selection of in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and laminates. All the better brands at lower prices. Create a new look with beautiful laminate flooring. Now on sale starting at just 99 cents a square foot. Only at McCool's Flooring Outlet. First quality flooring, professional installation, and the lowest prices on the best brands. Visit our 2 locations on the north side in Carmel on West Carmel Drive and now open on Allisonville Road in Fishers.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Watson's is moving to a new 100,000 square foot store.
Wouldn't you rather sell it than move it?
Yeah! 4 models and scratch and dent. Take 40 to 70% off everything.
We've got a warehouse full of pools, all prices reduced and free installation.
Tanning beds, pool tables at ridiculous prices. 12 months, same as cash.
Patio furniture, bars and bar stools, even home theater seating. No reasonable offer refused. That's Watson's moving sale.
Halftime at Greenfield Central. The Indiana Members Credit Union proud to present today's TV 40. Game of the week, it's the North-South All-Stars. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. And we'll start with the South, J.R. Angle, the Iowa-bound standout with an easy layup early in the game there for big old number 1. And hey, guess what? J.R. Angle gets busy on this highlight too. Great feed there from the Butler-bound H.A. Graves. Keegan Carmody played his high school ball right here at Greenfield Central, knocked down that long 3. For the North, putback time for Ryan Baker, one of his early buckets. Fitzgerald Batiste with a beautiful running one-hander across the lane, and then how about this backdoor cut? Wesley Clemens to the rack. Let's take a look at the halftime numbers. How about that 51 shots for the North in the first half? Now that's an all-star statistic right there. 2 of 13 from beyond the arc for the North squad. A pretty dismal 39% shooting from the floor today. The South not much better. They're shooting just 35% from the floor. 29 rebounds for the North, 27 for the South. That's because there's been an awful lot of missed buckets and 13 turnovers plaguing the South. Your leading scorers, Fitzgerald Batiste has 8 points and Logan Whitman has 8 for the South as well. 43, that's the score. The North leads the South. The second half is next. You're watching the North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
Here is the past, the history of television.
Now here's the present and future. Welcome to the digital age. At Ovation, the future is here. Sony's new digital TV with its wider, lifelike picture and 5.1 digital surround sound will blow you away. Go to Ovation, see it, hear it, and feel it. You'll have to have it. Don't let the future pass you by. See the audio-video specialists at Ovation, the intelligent alternative.
He's really like my brother. I look up to him.
It's great to see him working toward his future.
He made a smart decision.
ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web. Now you can take advantage of our 3-day-a-week programs, a more flexible schedule to reach your goals. Call 1-800-ITT-TECH today.
We begin this second half. It is 43-33 in favor of the North. The South has the ball. That's J.R. Angle to the hoop. Tip no good by Lee. Angle's got it. J.R. Angle with persistence still doesn't convert. And the rebound taken by Wesley Clemens. Here comes the North. Over to Jimmy Schloss. Back out to Greg Freeman. Freeman for 3. He's out of Knightstown.
I like watching Greg Freeman play. He is an outstanding basketball player.
Jamerson's the only North player not to score. Chad Ballinger coaches Freeman, one of the best young coaches in the state. And the tip by Jason Jamerson. So now all the North players have scored.
Yeah, Jamerson out of Muncie Burris was the state's 6th leading scorer this year at 25 points a game.
Jamerson with a steal and the alley-oop to Wesley Clemens. Well, Gary Donna hit upon the key. just the way these two teams have approached this, there's no comparison between the two, the way the North is dominating.
Yeah, the North has really taken more of a team approach. Find the open guy with a good pass, and the South has been more one-on-one basketball.
Courtney Lee with the three. Spinning jump by Jimmy Schloss. 50-36 North in front. There's a three by Snodgrass. It's a foul.
Yeah, Courtney Lee reached in and had the hack. We're going to get a good look at it right here. Great drive to the hoop, and Courtney Lee says, not this time, Mr. Clemens. You'll have to earn it from the free throw line.
First team foul.
18-11 to go in the game.
Wesley Clemens, correction.
Now Wesley Clemens at 6'3", very well built, a good build, good big shoulders, good strong lower body. That's why he plays so well around the basket. You think of so many guards as being a little frail or lean in the body makeup, but that's not the case for Wesley Clemens. He was a very big, strong young man. He'll fit in quite well at the Division I level. He'll play right away next year.
And the rebound by Engel. Snodgrass, and Engel scores out of Indian Creek.
J.R. Engel for two.
J.R. Engel at 27 points a game this year, 11 rebounds, averaged a double-double, and was really all Indian Creek had going for him this season. He was their star player by far.
Here's Wesley Clemens. 17:44 to go in the game. And that three is good by Greg Freeman.
Wow, the fall away 1-foot jumper from beyond the arc. That was something special.
Carmody missed the three at the other end, and here is a foul. And we'll tell you that Bloomington Ford is located across the street from Bloomington South High School. Go with the winner. Go to Bloomington Ford.
Greg Freeman, his first team foul.
The North hit 2 threes the entire first half. They've hit 2 already here in the second half. Pizza. Stop it and try new calories and pasta dishes at Mozzie Pizza. Maybe it's Mozzie Pizza at our 8 Greenfield area locations. No one covers pizza like we do. Mozzie's Pizza. Calzones. Try the new calzones. I said calories.
No one wants to try new
they
calories.
Have a few calories in there, but they're delicious, those calzones. Give me a calzone. No calories on it. In it. 16:56 to go. Slamming it through for North.
Now about
There's Jimmy Schloss.
Yeah, high riser at 6'4".
J.R. Engel gets it back at the other end. Now plays become real wide open.
And it's looking a lot more like a true all-star game here in the second half, Howard. A little sloppy in the first half, both teams. Second half, it's really much more all-star-like, up and down the floor.
Batiste. And a foul.
Yeah, got caught going over the back that time. Did Jason Jamerson.
North 7, Jason Jamerson, his second personal team
That
foul.
is his second.
2.
We're going to get a good look right here, Howard, at the Schloss dunk. Look at this. High riser, 2 hands, and the flush. Wow.
And there's a three. Keegan Carmody out of Greenfield Central. So Carmody drains the three, and it's 57-43. Well, he's certainly done that a lot in his career with the Cougars.
Yeah, you know he feels comfortable playing right here in the same high school he played all of his home games throughout his career.
Jamerson missed Freeman with a very nice rebound. Here's Batiste. 31. Fitzgerald Batiste.
One-handed slamma-jamma through the lane. No one tried to stop him, and for good reason, because he was going to dunk that basketball all the way.
And a steal by Schloss. Jimmy Schloss, nice pass. There's the jam by Wesley Clemens. And the crowd certainly is being entertained by all this, Rob.
Yeah, certainly we've had 3 straight dunks for the North.
Timeout. 15:21 to go in the game. It's an 18-point lead for the North. You're watching the North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
When you're ready to enhance your home with beautiful flooring, choose McCool's Flooring Outlet. McCool's has a huge selection of in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and laminates. All the better brands at lower prices. Create a new look with beautiful laminate flooring. Now on sale starting at just 99 cents a square foot. Only at McCool's Flooring Outlet. First quality flooring, professional installation, and the lowest prices on the best brands. Visit our 2 locations on the north side in Carmel on West Carmel Drive and now open on Allisonville Road in Fishers.
What's that? Who are they?
My credit union. Indiana members, the #1 credit union in Indy.
Indiana Members Credit Union is the #1 credit union in Indy. Joining is easy. Just ask any one of our 80,000 members. We offer a full array of products, including excellent rates and free checking with online banking. Our 15 branches help us provide convenient, friendly service. Join today.
Howard Kellman, Rob Blackman. Some of the fans enjoying this game here.
Hey, how about the last 3 hoops for the North, Howard Kellman? Slam dunks, all 3 of them. Wow. Playing above the rim right now is Dan Archer's club.
(61-43) in favor of the North. South ball as Tyler Stotler makes a move and a foul.
Tyler Stotler played his high school ball at Blue River Valley.
Fouls on the North 6. George Hill, his second.
Right at 22 points a game. And there you get a good look at Mr. Stotler. Hasn't yet made up his mind on where he'll play his college basketball.
He's at a Blue River Valley, and he's a 67% free throw shooter.
And unfortunately left that first one short.
Hardy's 6th rebound, pass inside, and the rebound taken by Barnard. Justin Barnard out of Waldron. Quite a story.
Of course, his brother Jordan made for quite a 1-2 tandem for the state champ Mohawks this year.
And Hill hits a 3. He has hit his last 4 field goal attempts.
Well, there's one thing he does well. It is score the basketball.
You know, one of the things that I'll remember about this high school basketball season when I think of George Hill is Broad Ripple upsetting Carmel in the sectional.
That's right. That opening round, that opening evening of play at the Carmel sectional. Most folks had Carmel penciled in as going at least all the way to that championship game of the sectional on their own home floor. And guess what? George Hill said, I think I'll take care of that. And literally was a one-man show in that game, leading Broad Ripple to victory.
Snodgrass makes the free throw, his first point of the game.
Checking in from the south, White River Valley, number 4, AJ.
14:35 to go. And we talked about Broad Ripple upsetting Carmel, and Carmel center Josh McRoberts, who'll be going to Duke. Already is committed backdoor pass, but the shot doesn't go by Hardy. And Josh will be among the leading candidates and favorites for Mr. Basketball next year.
No doubt about it. He is a very talented player.
And at the other end, James Hardy scores. Hardy averaged 30 points a game for Fort Wayne Elmhurst.
It's funny you talk about.
And there is Brandon Ray scoring.
We talked about George Hill going to IUPUI and beating Carmel. Remember, next year at IUPUI, his teammate will be Carmel standout Craig Swoop, who played for the Greyhounds.
They're running some very nice plays, and James Hardy rams it through the hoop.
How about the old school give and go? To James Hardy, gives it up, cuts to the hoop, and a teammate rewards him with a nice pass for the dunk.
13-44. And years ago, before you had...
Here you're going to get a look at it. Okay. Give and go. Ryan Baker says, here, you can have it back. 4 dunks now in the second half for the North.
We mentioned a moment ago that Hardy plays for Fort Wayne Elmhurst, and Dan Archer, his coach today, beat him in the state championship game a year ago.
That's right.
With Chittard.
Whoa.
There's some little razzle-dazzle. You mentioned that give and go earlier, Rob. Hardy, and he hits. And before, a lot of great athletes started playing basketball and it became so popular, plays like the give and go were used much more often.
They were, and you know, you don't see a lot of set plays, if you will, in All-Star games. Not that that play was a set play, but it was just old school basketball executed perfectly.
A.J. Graves hits a 3.
A.J. Graves is a guy who can fill it up in a hurry.
Inside, Ryan Baker stripped of the ball. At the other end, a nice move by Justin Barnard. He averaged 20 points a game at Waldron.
Also averaged 4 block shots a game for the Mohawks. He was good at both ends of the floor. Was a difference maker down around the basket on defense.
Hardy missed a 3. Here's Patterson. Patterson. Hill. 3. Off target. A.J. Graves with a rebound.
Look
firing
out.
a pass that Hardy intercepts. 4-on-1. Look at that. The ball's deflected. Ryan Baker missed the shot. They had a 4-on-1. By this time, traveling is the call. By this time, the South had gotten back on defense. We'll pause for these words. It's the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Watson's is moving to a new 100,000 square foot store.
Wouldn't you rather sell it than move it?
Yeah. 4 models and scratch and dent. Take 40 to 70% off everything.
We've got a warehouse full of pools, all prices reduced and free installation.
Tanning beds, pool tables at ridiculous prices. 12 months, same as cash.
Patio furniture, bars and bar stools, even home theater seating. No reasonable offer refused. That's Watson's moving sale.
We're not satisfied till you are at Reeves Buick Pontiac.
It's hot, and Reeves has some of the hottest deals right now on 2004 Buicks and Pontiacs. Hot savings on Sunfires, Grand Prix, and the Vine. Over 300 cars to choose from at Reeves Buick Pontiac. Buicks, LeSabres, Regals, all loaded and priced right. Reeves Buick Pontiac will not be undersold. Unbelievable deals right now. Reeves has too many 2003 Buicks and Pontiacs on the lot, so he's blowing them out. Hurry to Reeves.
Reeves Buick Pontiac.
Okay, we have 11:50 to go in the game. South ball. '19th South turnover. And there's a big key. The North only has turned it over 7 times.
Yeah, they've done a much better job of taking care of the basketball. Thus the reason for an 18-point differential with under 12 to play here in this one.
And the ball knocked away and intercepted. Nice pass down low. And Tyler Stotler at a Blue River Valley.
Hey, what a job by Stotler. First of all, he causes the turnover at the defensive end, gets his hand in the passing lane, and then has the presence of mind to run the floor and is rewarded for his hustle at the offensive end for a putback. So Tyler Stotler started it on the defensive end and finished it at the offensive end.
Follow doesn't go. Follow doesn't go. Both by Brandon Ray at a Perry Meridian. The Falcons. 11:13 to go. North ahead 71-55. Hardy hits. It's a 3.
6'7" and shoots the outside shot as well as anybody I've seen. He is going to be a tough cover playing for the Hoosiers.
That's right, Rob. He's got the average 30 points in the game. He's got 17 in this one. And you can see by watching him and his movements, he's a scorer.
He is a scorer. And again, he's so athletic. We talked about this with Gary Donna back in the first half. Such a great amount of athleticism packed in that 6'7" body. He can play on both ends of the floor. He's a dangerous player.
And that three is good by George Hill. With 10:40 to go in the game.
Well, you give George Hill an open look from in front of the bucket 22 feet away, he will make it.
And here's a foul. Tyler Stotler will go to the line and shoot two. And you can watch the girls' All-Star game this Friday at 11 p.m. following Inside the Indians.
Going to get a good look at the replay right here, Howard. And nice pass down low. And then Stotler just get it whacked away. George Hill says, hey, that was clean, but the officials disagree.
Stotler is 67% free throw shooter. He averages almost 23 points a game.
Beautiful pass, by the way, to set all that up by Brandon Ray out on the perimeter.
Stotler having a rough time at the line today. 0 of 4 from it. It's a 22-point lead for the North. .10:34 to go. That ball is out of bounds. 22-point lead.
From the South, number 2, Justin Barner.
You know, Howard, I mentioned in the outset of this game that the North has 3 of the state's top 6 scorers on their roster. Well, if you look at those 3 players combined scoring right now, to this point, 31 points between the 3.
Route and the follow.
And of course, those 3 are James Hardy and George Hill and Jason Jamerson.
Kent Raymond with a bucket on the follow-up. 77 to 57, a 20-point lead for the North. And everybody in the game has scored except Stefan Rao. All right. We want to tell you about Mozzi's Pizza. You can stop and try the new calzones, pasta dishes at one of the 8 Greenfield area locations. No one covers pizza like we do at Mozzi's Pizza. They gave me a job, so I said we do. 77 to 57. Mozzi's Pizza fed the crew prior to the game, and it was delicious. So a whistle with 9:47 to go.
Greg Freeman, at only 5'9", is coming away with a rebound there about 25 feet from the bucket. That's what you call hustle. You don't always see great hustle plays in All-Star games, but Greg Freeman just got a hustle play right there.
That pass is intercepted. Here's a long 3 by Graves. And the pass intercepted. It counts in a foul.
Stefan Rout just reaching up that long right arm right there to steal away what was going to be an outlet pass. You'll see it right here. He's going to try to save it inbounds. Freeman is, and Rout says, "Now I'll take that from you." And Stefan Rout scores his first 2 of the game.
We put out a bulletin. Gary Donna's supposed to join us here in the second half. Question is, where is he?
Stefan Rout scoring those 3 points. He'd been the only scoreless player in this game until that point right there, and now he's got 3.
'77 to 60. And that 3 doesn't go. Here's a whistle.
Over and back that time. Jason Jamerson got to catch that short skip pass. And it slipped right underneath his hand and went into the backcourt.
Well, the question is, will he or won't he? Will Gary Donna be up here or not? We will see. He said he'd be here.
He's a busy man. These All-Star games, everybody wants a little bit of his time.
No question about it. Tip doesn't go. Good rebound by Courtney Lee. Lee hits.
Nice little crossover, step back move right there by Courtney Lee.
Logan Whitman intercepts the pass. 8:25 to go. And that three is good. Logan Whitman out of Northview High School, be playing for Indiana State, hits the three.
You know Royce Waltman's excited about this young man. He can really shoot it. This is the first chance I've seen to have to see him play all year, and he really shoots it well from the perimeter.
A 10-0 South run to cut the lead to 12 with 8 minutes to go. Raymond. Every South player has scored in the second half. At the other end, Jimmy Sloss scores. That breaks the 10-0 run.
Sloss on the run out, just able to beat the defense to the other end of the floor.
Lee. Courtney Lee with the three.
Courtney Lee shot an amazing 49% from the floor this year, and he wasn't always shooting. He saw it right there. He can step outside that arc and shoot the ball too. High percentage shooter, and he takes a lot of outside shots.
7:20 to go. And Justin Barnard comes away. There's Brian Martin. Brian Martin, we got a job for you. Go get Gary Donna. He's seated right down there, and bring him up here. Brian Martin always comes through in the clutch. Brian Martin has spotted Gary Donna, and we'll bring him up here. We hope.
Here's a good look at the replay right here, Howard. Nice little bounce pass. No look. Draw a little contact. Knock down the shot. Well done.
Foul was on the North, number
Mr.
9,
Keegan
Joe
Carmen.
Wright. His first.
Wrights commits the personal.
Foul number
Joe
9.
Wrights. There's Keegan Carmody out of Greenfield Central. 7:09 to go. It's a 9-point game.
Carmody, one of those all-around players, averaged 21 points, 11 boards, 4 assists a game this year. He did a little bit of everything with Greenfield Central.
The incredible thing about Brian Martin, you ask him to do something, he always does it. And he's brought Gary Donna up here. There's a three by Carmody, does not go. It's an 8-point lead for the North. The return of Gary Donna. We've been waiting for Gary. Here he is.
And Wesley Clemens scores again, Howard.
Gary Donna's in the house. We'll get his mic turned on. I'll tell you, Gary, the South made a bit of a run there. We're down by more than 20 and cut it to 8.
Well, I said on my last visit here, this reminds me of the girls' game. You know, in the same way again, because the girls were down 20, cut it to 6. These people were down 20, now they've cut it to 10. So let's see what they can do. But the North, very athletic and continues to work the ball pretty well. But the South, as you said, they haven't given up and hung in there.
Which you like to see. And we've seen some very good individual play and some good team play too.
Well, the North has passed the ball well, and Hardy and Clemens and Batiste, George Hill, those guys are really athletic, but they played together well. The North's been very impressive because they've moved the ball. The South, a lot of times it's one shot, come down and shoot a three or one-on-one, but there's a nice pass to Angle, and now they're in single digits. So it's not over yet with 6 minutes to go.
The basket by J.R. Engel of Indian Creek, cutting it to 8. Foul. And Jimmy Sloss will go to the line shooting 2.
Got so many guys on the North that have such a quick first step. George Hill, Hardy, Batiste, Clemens, Sloss. They can just beat you off the dribble so much, and then they're good at passing the ball.
And you saw Sloss right there, that quick first step to the right baseline. You know, there were 3 straight possessions where the North came away in the second half with slam dunks, Gary, showing their athleticism. This is an athletic team.
Well, they break them down off the dribble, and then they're not selfish. When they see the defense come at them, they pass it inside and they get the dunk, like you said. So although they're quick and athletic, they're very team-oriented. I think Dan Archer's done an excellent job putting this North team together.
Gary, here's a question for you that some of the viewers may be asking. North-South All-Star game, you've got Arlington in the north, you've got Broad Ripple in the north, yet a school like Pike is in the south here. Please explain that.
Well, there's nothing really terribly. We have elastic geographic boundaries. You know, we try to match up the teams, and There is no definite boundary, so when you get into Central Indiana, it's kind of cloudy because you have so many players from Central Indiana that you got to divide them up. And the game being in Central Indiana this year in Greenfield, we've got more players than usual. I think we've got 25 players between the boys and girls from Central Indiana. So somehow you just got to have to arbitrarily divide them up.
Team foul number 10.
Jamerson commits the personal with 5:49 to go.
Well, Gary, as long as we don't see kids from, say, the Evansville high schools playing for the North, I think we'll be okay with the flexibility of Central Indiana.
And that's true. Like I said, we got some elastic, geographic boundaries. We can kind of pull a little south or north. But like I said, this year with the, being in Greenfield, they want to have as many local kids as well. And then we got so many out of Indianapolis and Marion County, plus the metro area. So therefore, we really, we really had to try to do a little, separation, and it's not according to Hoyle geographically maybe. Sure.
Gary, you're involved as both free throws are made by Kent Raymond. You're involved in sponsorship of the game. Why don't you talk about that? And also, we congratulate you and everybody else involved in these All-Star games. They're a pleasure to watch.
Well, our Hoosier Basketball Magazine is one of the people involved in the sponsor. Greenfield Central High School and AD Kevin Horrigan and Dan Carmy, the head coach, helped. And then Pacesetter Sports out of Terre Haute provided uniforms and shooting shirts and travel bags, and have been a very, very healthy contributor.
How about that at the other end?
And there's passing in Noah right there, too.
Hardy with a pass, Hill with a bucket.
A bounce pass the unconventional way leads to an easy lay-in.
But the big thing, Rob, they look for each other.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have taken the ball off the dribble.
You were talking about the sponsorship in the game.
Yeah, Pacesetter Sports and Greenfield Central High School, plus ourselves. There we see another pass. The North seems to enjoy moving the basketball.
This time it was Hill to Hardy. The previous time was Hardy to Hill.
Well, they're very unselfish. I watched them at 2 practices. We practiced from 1 to 3 yesterday and 8 to 10 last night. And I noticed that they really got a kick out of passing the basketball. And when you look at a kid like George Hill averaging 35 or 6, Hardy 27 or 8 or 9, and yet they get a real big kick out of passing the ball to one another.
We'll pause for these words. You're watching the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV 40.
Own a timeshare? Sell it for cash. Own a campground membership? Sell it for cash. In the past 6 months, over $1 billion in vacation timeshares have been sold industry-wide. Now's the perfect time to buy, sell, or rent your timeshare for cash. Call right now for your free information kit to buy, sell, or rent your timeshare or campground membership for cash. Plus, be one of the next 200 callers, and we'll include 10 secrets to buy or sell your timeshare by Century 21 Vacation Properties. It's only available from this special TV offer. Don't wait until you have to pay another maintenance fee or tax bill. Call now and turn your timeshare into cash. Be one of the next 200 callers for your free information kit, and we'll include 10 secrets to buy or sell your timeshare by vacations only. Buy, sell, or rent your timeshare for cash. Call now. Don't wait to pay another maintenance fee or tax bill. It's a free call, so call now.
Call 800-370-1698. That's 800-370-1698 for this limited time exclusive TV offer.
Howard Kellman along with Rob Blackman, Gary Donna up in the booth, executive producer Dennis Casey, statistician Tim Borf. Here's a note, Rob.
Yeah, and James Hardy right now leading the North in scoring with 19 points. They got 4 different players in double digits. Does the North, and Hardy's just 1 rebound shy of a double. You know, Gary, you were talking about before we went to commercial break, practice time for these two teams. How much time did they have to work out together before they actually stepped on the floor to play competitively?
From 1 to 3:15 Saturday afternoon and 8 to 10 last night. So they've done a pretty good job coming together, particularly the North team. But the South, despite all their woes, you know,
that 3 by Courtney Lee.
They are only down 8 points, so they've hung in pretty darn good.
Gary, tell us how the All-Star teams are selected.
These teams with Indiana, Kentucky.
No, these teams.
Oh, well, we have the host school with, like in this case, Greenfield Central, talk to their coach and athletic director, and then we talk to Lord knows how many high school coaches and college recruiters and media people, and we just sort them down and then pick them out. And a lot of times geography has a lot to do with it. You know, we had Tyler Stoutler from Blue River Valley and Greg Freeman from Knightstown, and you know, kids from the area as well, because it is in central Indiana. Were the game in southern Indiana, we would probably have more kids from the south. If the game was northern, we'd have more kids from the north. But we do have a cross-section of people throughout the state. I mean, you know, Hardy from Fort Wayne, and Graves from White River Valley, and Whitman from Northview, and Scheckler from Columbia City. So we got the cream of the crop locally and statewide.
And of course, the next obvious question, Gary, how was the team selected for the Indiana-Kentucky All-Star game to represent the Hoosier
Now that
State?
you have to ask Patrick Aikman from the Indianapolis Star. He's their game director, and he serves in the position there as I do here. So, you know, he's the one that picks the players.
Hardy hits a 3.
Now Hardy has what, 22?
22, yeah.
20 points, 9 or 10 rebounds.
Yeah, 22 points.
Hills
for
in
Hardy.
double figures, Batiste in double figures, Clemens in double figures.
Engel missing a 3.
Suddenly you got 4 guys in double figures. That tells you about the teamwork.
Tyler Stadler follows.
And it's interesting now as the South is within 9 points with 3.5 to play. We've seen the intensity pick up from both teams at the defensive end. I think a little bragging rights obviously on the line here. Each team wants to win, obviously.
Hardy with a 3, not this time, out of bounds.
The thing about this game is that, you know, a lot of All-Star games are 130 to 110. All they do is run up and down and shoot. These kids have worked the ball and they're competitive, and the South has worked hard. It hasn't always been pretty, but there is some pride and competitiveness. They want to stay in this ball game. They easily, when they were down around 20 or so, could have just let it go. But they're not. 3 minutes to go. They're still within striking distance.
Patterson. Patterson hitting a 3 with 3:05 to go.
And the interesting thing is when the South does get it down to get single figures, then the North comes back, and there's Brandon Way with the 3, and they answer back. So neither one of these teams is giving up in the least.
Great to watch Brandon Ray develop as a basketball player. 2 years ago, he was more of an inside player. And then this year, he's stepped it up to where it showed he could play outside as well.
I know Indiana State has some interest in Brandon, and I think he could go there and he can do some things. He's a great kid. He's a good student. He rebounds. When he was on the team with Montgomery and Petty,
What's the work for you in the off season, the non-basketball season, as you prepare for another year of Hoosier Basketball Magazine?
well, we've got the top 40 boys coming up April 18th, and then after that, then we go into high gear to prepare for the next magazine so we can have it ready and around Halloween, Howard, to drop one off to you at Victory Field.
Well, let me ask you this as far as next season is concerned. And that shot had eyes, that bucket by Doug Scheckler. Tell us some of the top players we can look forward to seeing next season, boys and girls, high school basketball.
Well, I think in the girls, Jody Howe from Alexandria, if she's healthy, and here we're going to see, watch this, see that? And here again, he was leaving that shot for somebody else. He could have laid it in.
That's the
Jody Howe
connection again.
Jody Howe from Alexandria in the girls, Cassie Kearns from Valparaiso, Whitney Thomas and Kylie Jarrett from Bloomington North. In the boys, of course, Odin is going to be the premier player from here on out his career. But you got Luke Zeller from Washington, the 6'10 guy, and you got Josh McRoberts from Carmel. And Dominic James from Richmond is an outstanding guard who might be the premier perimeter player next year. So it'll be another year. We'll have different names and different faces, but we'll have quality teams and quality players. And as usual, we'll have a good season of basketball.
Blake Snodgrass at the line, making the first. 2:06 to go. 96-86 in favor of the North.
And if Snodgrass can drop this in, they're within single digits. So you got to give the South credit. Not as athletic, falling far behind, but coming back, and now they're within 9 points. You know, a steal, a couple stops, and a couple threes, they're going to be right there.
Yeah, the general manager at TV 40 is Keith Passon. Executive producer Dennis Casey. Sales manager Steve Butler. Production manager Jeff Elliott. statistician Tim Borf, and that pass whipped inside by Hill but intercepted. The director today is Sean Humphrey. That 3 does not go. And the pass is intercepted by Graves.
That 3 does go, Rob.
Our graphics person is Deirdre Hutton. Art Baker handling the audio. Chris Williams, our engineer. Phil Voorhees handling the replays. Our camera people, Stephanie Reyes, Alan Warner, Mike Stevens Jr., and Randy Kinsley. In the TV40 Master Control, Ron Stambaugh, Michael Weitzel, and J.R. Breston. Sales Administration, Karen Robinson, Nancy Steffler. And we thank the entire TV40 crew for all of their hard work.
Joe Wrights for 2.
As Joe Wrights of Hamilton Southeastern scores, and it's 98-87 North, 1:20 to go.
And if the South's going to make a run, they're going to have to be in a hurry now. They're running out of opportunities here.
Well, the clock is their enemy now.
Nice move to the basket by Stotler. Didn't convert. The follow no good by Rout. And here comes the North with 1:06 to go.
North trying to get to triple digits, and they just did it right there.
And there's Gary Patterson on the break. Instead of taking it himself, he gives it up on the wing to Scheckler for an easy basket.
Scheckler with a basket there. That follow-up is good.
Rebound putback, Brandon Ray.
Brandon Wright. Brandon Ray with the follow. 42 seconds to go. Work it down low, and you can see.
They're trying their darndest to get George Hill a slam dunk that last possession.
How about that pass by Snodgrass? 30 seconds to go. Gary Downer, we want to thank you very much for joining us. Please stay with us the rest of the way. Final 30 seconds. But again, thanks for coming up here and joining us.
Well, I always appreciate it working with you guys, and really happy at Channel 40. This is the first time this North-South Indiana All-Star Classic has ever been televised. So this is the first time. We appreciate it, and I think the kids put on a pretty good show.
Well, we've really enjoyed televising, and we thank you for the opportunity and the people involved, and we've all had a good time today.
Well, I'm glad to see this game didn't get out of hand. You know, that the South battled back, showed some guts, and hung in there, and they still could lose only by single digits. Would be pretty good considering what could have happened.
Darren, we appreciate not only you joining us today, but throughout the season periodically as you did.
My pleasure to be there, Howard. Now we're looking forward to that smaller white ball in a couple of weeks.
Patterson hits a 3 with 20 seconds to go. 103-91 in favor of the North. Rob's going to go back to the Firebirds next weekend.
Yeah, it seems funny.
Firebirds I want to try to find time to get out and see them. I'm really intrigued by McPherson. I'd heard a lot of good things, and it seems like he's got quite a future to me.
That is a 3 by Graves with 10 seconds. Here's a 3-on-1.
Look out.
Hardy, and that is the exclamation point in this game.
And the North players have been looking to each other to the very end.
That's it. The final score, the North 105 and the South 91. You've been watching the Indiana Members Credit Union North-South Indiana All-Star Classic on TV40.